Hello and welcome to more Modern Cube Draft. What do we got? What do we got? So, the only blue card is Mana Leak. Mana Leak is actually a pretty solid card, so something to consider. I like Gideon. Mono Red is very good. Although I think they cut a lot of good red cards. I'm not sure. It at least used to be very good. Like Abbott, Wolfear Silverheart, Fatal Push is also good. And then some lands. So I would normally say take the land if you're not sure, because nothing in this pack really calls out to me like this is an amazing card. They're all like kind of like medium role players. But the lands that we're looking at are not that great. They're not like shocks or fetches or anything. So I probably won't take those. I do love blue, and Mana Leak does let us cut blue pretty hard, and like, I don't know. I'm not in love with like any of these clunky 4-drops. I'm just going to take the Mana Leak, go from there. Playing it like a tempo-based blue deck is just so much fun. Ooh, wow. Okay, so if we had taken Fatal Push, we could have gone Fatal Push into Inquisition, which would be a pretty nice start. We could take Master of Waves if we want to really cut blue. I don't think that's particularly necessary. We can take Azorius Signet and maybe go have outs to blue-white. Basically, just Azorius Signet is so good because having the ability to ramp in blue and white is just so powerful. Like casting something like Gideon a turn early is nothing but the word powerful comes to mind. It's just very good. So I'm gonna take Signet passing I think Smuggler's Copter, Sundering Titan are two very good considerations, but I think I want to stay open and take this. Ooh. Okay, Dragonlord Ojutai is kind of like the quintessential blue-white card. It's a 5/4 flyer that is hexproof. When it hits him, it does some busted things. Narset's good. Not as good in cube, because she's only really like useful in the like mirror match. Stopping green or red from drawing cards isn't that relevant. And then Teferi is like really nice sometimes, but it's a really heavy blue commitment. And then I guess we could take Mana Confluence if we just want to stay open. That's not the worst thing I've ever heard of. And then I guess Silk Rack too. I mean, it's good early removal if we want to be in white, but I guess we probably just take Ojutai. Fine. Fine. We'll take Ojutai. Probably get... Ooh, this is kind of tough now between Muldrifter and Wrath of God. And Lingering Souls too, but I think it's really these two. I think in Legacy and Vintage Cube, I would recommend taking Muldrifter here. But Modern Cube, if you're just looking at the packs, there's a lot of like chunky, clunky creatures. This is the best way to describe them. So if your opponent's just like putting duders into play and you're just killing all of them, I think this card's value goes up a lot. Basically, this cube is centered around creature and planeswalker interactions, and something that can get rid of all of the creatures seems pretty good. Ooh, new Chandra. She's really good. So she can kill planeswalkers, and she gives you inevitability. I like that a lot. But she's heavily in red, so we could try and go Jeskai. I mean, seeing Chandra this late is something. I'm trying to remember all the red cards we passed. They were for like mono red. This Chandra's more for like red control. I don't think I need to take her. We can just pick up like a Seagate Oracle or Temporal Mastery and like still have a great deck. Also, Collective Brutality is a pretty good card. I'm not in love with Moloku, but that card is kind of nice too. I think I'm just going to take Seagate. Ooh, Urza Lord High Artificer. Pretty sweet card. Probably not good enough. So the Graveyard Exile is really good and constructed. In Cube, there's not too much graveyard shenanigans going on. I kind of want to just take Day of Judgment and have both the board wipes. That seems like kind of good. Ooh, Hollowed Fountain. What are you guys doing passing this card so late? I mean, there's a lot of good white-blue cards, but like I said, you gotta take these highly. Ooh, now we get Condescend. I love Condescend. Monastery Mentor is okay. Sorin. This is the good Sorin. Well, it's pretty good. The emblem is really nice. But Condescend is just a very powerful card, so I'll take that. Ooh, Lyra. The Delver also wheeled, and Inspiring Vantage did too. And Koth came around, that's kind of weird. So I like Lyra a lot. Very few decks have answers to her. I'm going to take her over Inspiring Vantage. I don't think we really need to splash red. The only thing I was thinking is if like we take Inspiring Vantage, maybe we can splash Big Chandra. But there's really no reason to make our mana that bad. I'd rather be able to cast cards like Cryptic Command and in particular play Wrath of God and Day of Judgment on time. Yes, I think Gideon is probably one of the best planeswalkers in this cube. One of the best cards in this cube. just all of his abilities are so relevant. His +2 means you don't take damage, Gideon takes the damage. If you have any creatures to block, right? Like if you +2 Gideon, you have a Lyra Dawnbringer out, then they just suicide their guys into your Lyra. And then his -2 can kill tapped creatures. So basically, wow. Do I want to fairy? I only have 3 creatures. I think I'm gonna take Deafening and Clarion. And now Lingering Souls. Okay, we got 2 different directions we can go. Anyway, and then his 0 lets him threaten opposing planeswalkers. So he just kind of does everything. Wow. How is blue so open? I'm not playing Nightveil Spectre. I guess I'll take this. I don't think I'm playing it, but Rainstorm is unfortunately not legal in Modern. What are you guys doing over there? I'll take gifts. It's kind of nice we have 2 different Wrath effects. So we could Gifts Ungiven for... I guess we need a 3rd. But basically, if they have a board presence, we can gifts for like Wrath of God, Day of Judgment, and then some other stuff. Okay, so this is kind of hard. So we can take Bribery. This card's like really powerful. But it's 5 mana, and our deck is already full of like really good 5-drops. So I kind of just want to take this Selesnya Signet. It helps us get white for Wrath of God and Day of Judgment on turn 3. But then it also like ramps us up to like having bigger 5 and 6 drops later on. Yeah, I think I'd take the Signet. Phantasmal Image is also a good consideration. Well, I think we just got a win condition. Ooh, the Immortal Sun. Pretty good against Gideon. Do we think we can wheel Approach if I just take Everflowing Chalice? I don't know. I mean, Approach is like a really nice win con. Alright, I'll just take it. Can't risk it. Ooh, wow. A lot of good cards for us here. I like Karn. I love Censor. Simic Signet is really nice. Riftwind Cloudskate. And Wall of Omens. So like basically all of these. Maybe even Nahiri, I don't know. Like if we go like Nahiri plus Deafening Clarion, that'd be kind of nice. I'm leaning towards Censor. It just gives us some early interaction. And it can cycle to help us like find Approach later on. Because we're not like... Riftwind Cloudskate I think is the best card, but we're not really a tempo deck. So I'll take Censor. Ugin. Oh my... And Flooded Strand? How did we find the open lane? Ugin's so good in this deck. Alright, well we have like infinite board wipes now. Oh wow. Oh man. A lot of good cards to choose from this pack. I love a Johnny Vengeance. I think a Johnny Vengeance is probably my favorite planeswalker in most of the cubes. Just because his ultimate is so backbreaking. And he like denies people mana, he gains you life. He like does everything you want him to do and he only costs 4. Which is pretty sweet. I don't think it's worth taking over Ancestral Vision though. This card is really, really good. And now we can take probably City of Brass over Nibble Obstructionist. Yeah, I like City of Brass more than Sulfur Falls because if we do end up playing 3 colors, I think this is going to be better. Ooh, okay. So how much do we want to focus on killing creatures here? I think it like Threads more than Fumigate. I don't think we need 3 board wipes. And this is just some like nice early interaction. If we had better red fixing, Electrolyze is a really good card, but I think Threads of Disloyalty is also a pretty nice card. Ooh, Treasure Map. Okay. I like Treasure Map more than Martial Coup. Serum Visions is really nice too, but this lets us scry every turn and then it draws us a bunch of cards, so in the long game, which we're planning to play, this is going to be better than Serum Visions. Wow, how did... what is happening here? At this point, I gotta take Banishing Light. We need a way to deal with Planeswalkers or like other non-creature permanents. I'm gonna take Sleight of Hand, give us a little more consistency. Wall of Omens, okay. I don't think I'm gonna be nicked those things, so if we do end up red, maybe. Is it Charm? But somehow, we found like the most open blue-white deck I've ever seen. It's unfortunate I don't think we're gonna get the fetch land back, but at least we got Hallowed Fountain. Yo, what are you guys doing? A Johnny Vengeance that late? Like, I understand Arclight Phoenix going that late, because I don't even know why it's in this cube. Like, honestly, though. What is this card gonna do? I don't even think Faithless Looting is in this cube. And even if it was... Whoa! Jace. Gotta take Jace. Wow, this deck is looking super gross. Especially if we wheel Celestial Colonnade. Yeah. Okay, so we can take Marsh Flats for better mana. Force of Negation is also kind of nice. It just stops us, or it lets us stop our opponents from doing like super broken things. And we have a good amount of card advantage. So like we have cards to exile to this, but is it really worth it in cube? Because basically I'm deciding better mana versus just this one card. I'm going to take the better mana. I don't know, that could be very wrong, and Force of Negation could just be like the one thing we needed. Oh man, Mana Tithe. At this point, let's see, we have 21 playables. I'm just going to take the better mana. Given how many cards we were wheeling in the last packs, I think we're going to wheel something out of that pack. I know Venser is really good, but just a tip for all of you guys when you're drafting is like, if your deck is full of playables and like everything seems like, you know, what you're taking seems open, just go for better mana. It's the only way you can improve your deck, right? If you have all the playables you're going to play, taking like a 23rd card isn't really going to change your deck that much, whereas having good mana will definitely change your deck a lot. Oh man, do we take Consecrated Sphinx or Fact or Fiction? That's actually kind of challenging because we don't have that much ramp. And so like we can hold up all these counter spells plus Fact or Fiction. I don't even think I'm playing Lyra Dawnbringer. Honestly, Consecrated Sphinx is super busted, but it costs 6 mana. And this just basically gets us from the mid game to the late game very easily. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Fact. 6 mana is just a lot to spend. Okay, Windswept Heath, that's good. So Windswept Heath can also grab Hallowed Fountain. We could... I know I just said I was passing a 6-drop. I think Dragonlord Silumgar is kind of better than Consecrated Sphinx just because of like the immediate impact it has on the board. Consecrated Sphinx is really good in Vintage and Legacy Cube where like you have all these really broken payoffs, but Modern seems to be more focused on impacting the board, playing big resilient threats. And so playing a big resilient threat of your own that steals one of your opponent's threats is just such a good tempo advantage. So I'm leaning towards that. What do we have that can cast it? Marsh Flats, City of Brass. No, I'll just take the land. All that talk and then nothing to follow up on. Here I'm just going to take Spell Pierce. Oh no, Teferi. Whew, that was close. Yeah, Teferi seems really good. Instant Speed Wrath Effects, kind of broken. Ooh, Big Sorin? I love Big Sorin. I also like Disallow. I love Big Sorin. But gotta take the counterspell when you can. There's a Boros Signet. Okay. Wow. Oh man, okay. Okay. Wow. At this point I have to take it, right? Because we passed the Spell Pierce. And like Timely would be good, but I think we have like, yeah. Oh my gosh. This is kind of disgusting. I'm leaning toward Vizier over Essence Scatter because we have like a lot of ways to deal with creatures. This only copies creatures though, right? So if we just stop them from having creatures, alright, sure. Oh man. Do I have any green cards I would even play? No, I don't have a single green card. I'll take Blessed Alliance. Here we can take Tameo, which I might actually play. Alright, okay. Well, this is like a 60 card deck right now. What do I even cut? That is a great question. Okay, so we have 28 playables, and this is definitely a 17 land deck. Mana Leak. I think I cut one of these signets, probably just Selesnya. They're all like basically the same. Maybe I just cut 2 signets. Because our top end, like, we have Ugin, but I think we're just going to hit land drops by having all this card advantage. We could even cut Seagate Oracle. I don't really want to have to tap out on turn 3. And I'll cut Gifts Ungiven because Fact or Fiction is kind of just better. We have all these counter spells. So we need to make one more cut. It could be Tameo. I don't think cutting Ugin is correct. I could also cut Dragonlord Ojitai. That seems crazy, but then we only have one creature. What is that last creature? Where's our last creature? Oh, Wall of Omens. Yeah, this actually seems good. So the reason I'm doing this, Dragonlord Ojitai is a really good card, and probably you would play it in most of your decks, but our deck has one creature that we don't care if it dies. And so opposing decks might play a lot of removal spells to try and kill our creatures, right? And so if we play one creature they're going to have all these removal spells in their hand because we didn't play any other creatures that they're going to use on Ojutai, like once we tap them to attack. If we play 0 creatures, then those removal spells are just dead draws. Like, they don't actually do anything in the game to a meaningful level. And so we've just gained card advantage by doing that. So now we just have all these counter spells. We win off Approach to the Second Sun, or Ugin, or Gideon, or Jace. Yeah, that seems actually really sweet. 7-4, I'm kind of on board with that. How many white sources? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 white? Wow. This is like almost as close as you can get to the perfect blue-white deck in Modern. Like a Cryptic Command and a Snapcaster Mage will be pretty nice, but I'm not complaining. See you guys round 1. All right, we're playing against I Have Like 3, who has to be cheating because this is a singleton format. We're gonna mulligan. No blue mana. I will keep this, and I think I just put back an island. We already have like a bunch of lands, so that's pretty good. I think I want to sleight of hand turn 1 because I really would like to have counter magic up turn 2, or some type of interaction. Hopefully they're on like green, and then Wrath of God will just be really good. Like Wrath of God into Tamio is a really strong sequence. White, I'm a little bit more worried about, because white has more resilient threats than green. Ooh, Windswept Heath does not get Hallowed Fountain. All right, we're gonna sleight of hand. Mana Leak, Day of Judgment. Well, we already have Wrath of God, so I'm going to take Mana Leak, I think. Yeah. Because, like, if they're a white, like, tap out control, and I take Wrath of God and they're pulling, like, all Planeswalkers, I'm gonna be really sad. So, basically just diversifying our threats makes sense to me. Okay. Now I kind of regret it because they have a Selfless Spirit. That's a problem. Because all of our removal is board wipe based. We can tap it down with Tamio. I want to play Glacial Fortress, and I think just hold up Mana Leak. Because Wall of Omens doesn't protect us against Selfless Spirit. Student of Warfare. That card also gets pretty big. But we can block it with Wall of Omens, so that's okay. Yeah, they're just going to level it up. I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to Mana Leak that. Gideon. Gideon is pretty nice. Gideon can kill Selfless Spirit. So this is just going to be a 3/3 first strike this turn. I think at this point I play Wall of Omens and just tap out because we can block Student. Oh, Banishing Light also does it. Okay. Then we play Hallowed Fountain tapped. Pass. Then we can block Student, and yeah, it goes up to 6 if they level it up a bunch. Then we can Banishing Light the Selfless Spirit, and then we can Wrath of God the board. And then we can play Gideon or Tamio. Sublime Archangel. Okay. Also a problem. This is not our game here. Oh, that's nice. They're just giving us the free block. No. They figured it out. That's okay though. So we can go Banishing Light. Target you. Play Windswept Heath. How have we not drawn a land, by the way? Past turn. So they have to know a board wipe is coming. And now they're in a weird spot. Like, do they add to the board? Oh gosh, do they have Archangel Abyssin? Can you imagine? Okay. So I think they're just leveling up a bunch. Okay. I will block because I think I just have to Wrath. And I'm not actually going to fetch because I want to draw lands because I want to hit land number 5 here. There we go. Yeah. And I can... No. I think I just got a Wrath. So we can fetch, hold up blue, because I probably just cycle Censor now. It's like not that great. This also shuffles the Day of Judgment back into our deck instead of being on the bottom. Go. And so now any creatures they play, we can Tamio. The problem is that they play like too many creatures that can like kill Gideon. Then we get into an issue. Okay, Legionnaire is fine. I think I'm just going to cycle this at this point. We already have Mana Leak. Island. Let's play Tamio. Tap you. And then next turn we can play Gideon and kill the Legionnaire. Or, yeah, we can play Gideon, kill Legionnaire, and then Tamio can tap the next creature they play. And then we have Mana Leak up. Okay. So that's an example of like, we don't have any creatures, so this card's just terrible. And like, if they have Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, none of that does anything. There's Approach of the Second Sun. Do I just play that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it gets Mana Tithe, that would feel pretty bad. So let's wait. Play Gideon. Gideon kills you. Tamio taps you. Go. Yeah, I just want one more mana. I just don't want to make their Mana Tithe live. I mean, like, if they had one when they had Student of Warfare, they could have held it up. Wormcoil Engine, yeah, no. Actually, yeah, it's really unlikely that Mana Leak gets any better. Yeah, okay, they concede. So, against their deck, sacrifices an attacking creature. That could really help us in some matchups. And probably, I didn't really see any non-creature spells, so I don't really want a spell that like 2-for-1s us. In fact, I might not even want Spell Pierce. Like, just playing a Seagate Oracle might be better because it blocks pretty nicely. You know what? Let's put in Temporal Mastery. It's gonna be so bad in my opening hand, but if it's not in my opening hand, then any draw step is potentially exciting. Also, I will definitely keep this hand. Keep. Escalate as you pay 2 for each. Okay. So it's 4 mana, they sacrifice a creature, we gain 4. I like that. And there's no Wasteland. There's Ghost Quarter, but if they Ghost Quarter our Colonnade, that's fine. Okay. See you guys next round. Oh, we're playing against Randy Bueller, which might be the actual Randy Bueller. I feel like he would have like a WotC thing. I don't know. If it is the actual Randy Bueller, best of luck. And if it's an impersonator, then why? It's probably the real one, though. I'm going to keep this hand. It's got Gideon. It's hard to go wrong there. And we're going to fetch turn 1. Just to minimize our chance of drawing more lands, because we do have quite a few mana sources in this deck. Terramander. Alright. So Gideon's going to eat that eventually. Hallowed Fountain would not pay 2 life. Let's just show off our perfect mana. And I don't want to hold up Mana Leak turn 2. I'd rather get Signet down now, because basically, if we're going to Mana Leak something, it's going to get better and better as time goes on. Because like countering a 4-drop or something is better than a 2-drop. And the turn where we could like Mana Leak plus hold up turn like Signet is turn 4, which is the turn we would like to be casting Gideon. So like basically if they tap out for something here, we Mana Leak it and then we Gideon their Terramander. That's like a lot better for us. And we counter the sword because it gives protection from Gideon. Kind of the only reason. In general, I think that sword is not that good, but... And so this sequencing basically worked out perfectly. We just need to draw a non-land card eventually. Because this is... These are a lot of lands. Kill you. And so now, you know, we're pressuring Planeswalkers and stuff. Again, we just... I think we've drawn 3... I don't think we've drawn a single non-land card this whole game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Tithe Taker's kind of rough. Ooh, Tamio's nice. So uptick, Island. So we could run out Tamio into open mana. If they have Mana Leak, it's bad, but if they don't, I think it's worth the risk. I haven't seen any counterspells, and their deck has quite a few creatures, so it's pretty likely this resolves. And if it does resolve, then we just get to tap down their blue mana. And then, what did they even do? Because Tithe Taker has to attack Gideon. And so we're basically at parity. Okay, so they Banishing Light the Tamio, probably? Interesting. Tamio goes down to 3. So depending on what we draw... City of Brass, wow. We've drawn really badly here. I kind of really like just cutting them off mana for a couple turns. I don't mind Tamio taking a couple hits here and there. We just really need to find, like, something. Okay, now I'll start tapping down Tithe Taker. But this is like an unreal amount of lands. Ugin would be a nice draw. And now we know they don't have Mana Leak. Or at least they didn't like 3 turns ago. Oh, that's pretty good. Plains. So let's just play Approach. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Glenalendra is a huge problem for us. I don't want to give them Myr Battlesphere plus lands. And Venser is also a problem. God, that's a really good Factor Fiction hit. Hangerback Walker is also kind of a problem. So basically I can give them like interaction or pressure, but then they just play Hangerback Walker for like 2. Basically this ties them up on blue mana, so if they take this pile, then they can like, oh, that's so good though. That pile's really good. But this pile's also pretty good because they go Glenalendra, hold up blue, and then play Hangerback. And then my Wrath effect isn't good. Alright, I'm gonna do this. I honestly don't know how to split this Factor Fiction. This is really, really challenging. They took... yeah, the pile I was scared of. Okay. So let's tap down Tithe Taker. Our plan is to next turn minus Tamiyo so that hopefully we can draw a non-land because we started with Gideon, Manalik, Azorius Signet. We drew Tamiyo and then 6 lands. That's a lot. Okay, so Glenalendra, we can tap down the blue just this turn. And I believe he played the Plains. Yeah. So Plains, Glenalendra down. There you go. Oh man. What do you think? That works out? And this is when it dies? Yeah. So we just Ugin -4 and win the game. And they floated a blue, so we're just gonna go to a second main. Alright, Ugin. No longer mad, buddy. -4. Right, that works. Yeah. And then we up to Gideon. Alright, Ugin. Pretty good draw. So, Hangerback Walker, we can just keep tapped down. I'm actually not that worried about him. Yeah. We can actually even just kill the Hangerback Walker. Oh, this is kind of sweet. So we kill Hangerback Walker, we force the tokens to attack Gideon, then we draw cards off the tokens. Yeah, I like that. And then just tap them on blue mana, because Banishing Light has some other merits. Go. Okay, so we know all of his cards. Kitchen Finks, okay. Can just -3 Ugin if I need to. Oh, what is Tamiyo's ultimate? It's at 8. So now we need to decide, do we want to ultimate Tamiyo or do we want to draw 2 cards? I think drawing 2 cards is better when we have a win condition here. When like approach is coming at some point. You gotta attack Gideon with both. Yeah. Marsh Flats, okay. So let's draw. Okay, Force of Negation makes me feel pretty safe. So we can Ugin on a Thopter. Up to Gideon. So Gideon takes 4 damage. Big deal. And then we play a Plains. And I don't remember how many cards down our approach is, but it's very few. Blink of an eye. Return Gideon. This lets them kill our Tamiyo. I think I counter that. Because it also draws them a card. Yeah, I don't see them getting out of this. Alright, Glenalendra Archmage is almost unbeatable for our deck. But we have so many ways to counter her, we just have to be wary that Glenalendra exists. So, run it back. Randy Bueller, I'm sorry. This hand is gross. So, Teferi, if we have Teferi in play, Glenalendra is no longer a problem because we just bounce it with Teferi before they can counter anything. Okay, so how do I plan this sequence out? I think I go Sleight of Hand turn 1 with Island. Turn 2 playing Glacial Fortress, hold up Mana Leak. Yeah, that seems good. Because it's tempting to fetch off Windswept Heath, but that's just not necessary. Oh gosh. I mean, I gotta take Jace. We'll draw land. This is a disgusting opening hand, by the way. We'll draw land, right? It's bound to happen. Okay, and he didn't put any pressure in. Nice. So we need him to play something next turn. Even if he doesn't, we have Condescend now. So we can condescend for 1. Okay. Okay, so now we go Windswept Heath. And let's see, I didn't see any counter spells from him before. But getting Teferi countered and then having him resolve a threat would be pretty bad. Basically, in matchups like this, usually whoever cracks first is the one who loses. And he showed Factor Fiction, so turn 4 is the turn. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh no. So let's fetch first, because I want to keep the cards that I scry. Hallowed Fountain, no. Condescend for 1. And that's probably just game over, because we're going to slam a Jace after this. Why yes, I would put all of these on top. Put on top, put on top. Plain. So, I can play Jace. Yeah, that's probably just, that's just very good. Brainstorm. Do I have a land drop? No. But, Vision, Tameo, sure, it doesn't matter. We can Teferi bounce anything they play, and then hold up Spell Pierce. Oblivion Ring on Jace, okay. I mean, that's something. Return target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand. Alright, so we're gonna go Island, Teferi, bounce Gilded Lotus, cut them off of mana, and I really kind of want to suspend Ancestral Vision this turn. Yeah. If they play a creature, then we can like Gideon and all that. If they play Gilded Lotus, we can Spell Pierce it. And they're not expecting it, right? Who would play all these counterspells? It's Gilded Lotus. It's Spell Pierce. That's a game over right there. I feel so mean. And then we can tick Teferi up, bounce the Oblivion Ring, uptick. I think their best play last turn was just Gilded Lotus, so I'm just going to Tameo, tap down a Plains, basically cut them off of double white. Because like, Mana Leak will be good eventually anyway. Cloud Goat. Okay, I mean that is kind of threatening. Let's fetch Plains. Okay, so now we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can go Gideon plus Mana Leak. We Teferi uptick. Can you imagine if we had like a Wrath? I think I'm gonna Tameo down the Cloud Goat Ranger. And then next turn we can Tameo down tick to draw 4 cards. And that seems pretty good. We can Teferi bounce O-Ring if we need to. We can Mana Leak a Wormcoil Engine. Okay. Main phase Spell Queller, that's confusing. Remorseful Cleric. I would have done that in the opposite order, personally. Why? Oh, they have to main phase the Spell Queller, that's right. Okay, so that actually wouldn't have worked. That's beautiful. So we have 2 Wrath effects in our deck. Oh. Yeah, let's do this. Draw 4 cards. Then play Day of Judgment. Then we uptick Teferi, because I want to keep him around. And then we start hitting with Gideon. We go Island. We could play Factor Fiction, but I'm honestly starting to get concerned about like decking or something at this point. Because we're going to draw 3 off Ancestral Vision, plus we're going to get Jace back. Our opponent is Hellbent and can't play anything on our turn. So... target me. Pretty good. Sure. Let's uptick Teferi. I don't really need to stop Oblivion Ring at this point. Tameo taps that. Just attack with Gideon. Then we play Celestial Colonnade. And that should just close it up. Because we just approach at the end of his turn. We could actually go approach Factor Fiction and also win the game that way. We might actually achieve the rare 3-0-5-0. We'll see if we can get there. See you guys in the finals. Alright, we are here in the finals playing against T Shortly. And we win the die roll, which is really bad for our opponent. We also have this hand, which is really bad for our opponent. Yeah, Life is good, man. What can I say? And they mulliganed. We play our dual land. So this is like the benefit of taking all these like dual lands. Oh, are they mono red? Mono red is actually going to be moderately challenging. I don't need Spell Pierce yet. I think getting down Treasure Map is better. No, they're not. Okay. Oh, okay. Crater Maker. So Crater Maker can kill Treasure Map. Am I okay with that? Because I can Banishing Light the Crater Maker this turn. Let's keep Treasure Map around. It represents 3 cards plus a bunch of mana. Okay, 3/3 Menace is pretty good. Do I want a Wrath? I don't think so. But I think I want to just cast Fact or Fiction here, so let's do that. Dismissive Pyromancer, sure. So this looks like they're holding up a counterspell. That's okay, we can run Fact or Fiction into it and then Wrath the board away. Definitely taking Jace. Maybe. God, are they really going to give us this split? I will take this every day of the week. Jace plus land. That seems better. Let's go Island. Wrath of God. I want to resolve Jace on an empty board. And Spell Pierce seems like it's probably going to be pretty good against them. Plus we have another board wipe. Okay, so we could just bounce the Phoenix to hand. Scry. Threads of Disloyalty, 2 or less. Nah, I think we can do better. So upkeep, 1, 2, 3. I guess it doesn't matter because we can just Jace Brainstorm away whatever we draw. Let's go Jace. I think we kind of have to bounce this. And then Island. So we can Treasure Map our next draw. And then flip Treasure Map if we want to. Incinerate. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Goodbye, Jace. Goodbye, Jace. But we flip Treasure Map. Approach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They didn't have a counterspell before. Alright. Let's do it. Marsh Flats. Lanes. That was maybe bad. Because now they get to resolve a thing. But their best thing they could play on 4 was the Phoenix. Yeah, the Phoenix doesn't bother me. We have a lot of ways to deal with that. We can Treasure Map on upkeep. Put that on the bottom. Okay. Gideon Jura it is. City of Brass, go. Spell Pierce is looking worse, but it will still help us resolve Approach. So Approach was... Let's see, I cast that last turn. I cast Approach of the Second Sons. And then on my upkeep, I scried one away. So it was 7th from the bottom, beneath the top 6 cards. So now it's beneath the top 5, beneath the top 4. Okay, you just got to keep a running counter of that so you know like how to play to your outs. So we're going to draw beneath the top 3, beneath the top 2. And then I think next turn we're going to get it. It's going to take a long time for this guy to kill Gideon. And I think at this point I'm just saving Spell Pierce to protect Approach. Oh, Condescend is nice. So let's draw a card. Okay. We're pretty set up to stop our opponents right now. In fact, I think we can just Condescend, so it's beneath the top 2. So if I Condescend X equals 2, then we can just get there. And for those wondering, killing Rekindling Phoenix, if you're not familiar with this card, basically, if it dies, they get an 0/1 that just gets the Phoenix back with haste next turn. So killing it doesn't basically do anything. So he goes down to 4. So he will die next turn. Yes, yes. Tap out for a spell. No! Yes. Repeal a token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So we're going to Condescend unless they pay 6. And if this resolves, we get to Scry 2, which then puts Approach to the Second Sun. Bottom, bottom, sure. I think they're loose, because it should be on top right now, and then we just cast it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have 2 counterspells to protect it. Nice, okay. This is pretty easy. Okay, so they're like blue, red, aggro, ish. I didn't see any counter spells, but it seems like the type of deck that Lyra Dawnbringer would just be quite good against. So I think we bring in Lyra. Some of these counter spells, like Spell Pierce, didn't seem that good against their deck. They just had a lot of red creatures. But I think our Wraths are going to be good. We have to make sure we save a way to deal with the Phoenix. And the rest seems good. Lyra Dawnbringer is like our way to stabilize. We just like play her and protect her. Oof. I don't think I can keep this hand. Let's mulligan. This hand is much better. So I think I actually kind of want to get rid of Approach. It costs 7 mana, and just having 7 drops in your opening hand is so bad. We have quite a few shuffle effects, so it's not like we're going to be without a win condition. But like the rest of our hand is like a very good 6. Okay, so they're playing Shelldock Isle, but then they're playing like red creatures. That's kind of confusing. Ooh, Wall of Omen seems pretty good too. Take the Colonnade. Okay, next turn we resolve Wall off Glacial Fortress. Then the following turn we play Colonnade, holding up Essence Scatter. Hopefully, and we can Essence Scatter the Phoenix on turn 4. And that's good. Hopefully they don't play anything too busted. Kira is a great card to Wrath away. Okay, I really want to play Colonnade, but Disallow lets us like be safe against if they just like slam a Koth here, so I think I have to hold up Disallow. Because Koth would be really bad for us. Firewake Phoenix. Sure. That is fine. Now it's kind of hard because if they have the other Phoenix, we don't really have a way to deal with it. But we're taking so much damage in the air. Because if we want a Wrath of God plus hold up counterspells, we have to wait 2 more turns. And that is 8 damage against the red deck. So let's just play Wrath. We get got by Spell Pierce and Force Spike. Okay. So basically, at this point, we need them to not play the Phoenix or anything too scary. That is not too scary. I guess at this point we could just jam Gideon. That was their best play. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Ugh. Don't kill him. Oh, okay. So they can hit Gideon for 6 if they want to by activating this Fumarole. So if they have a burn spell at end of turn, I guess they can kill Gideon. Okay. That's a little frustrating. It does take their whole turn though, right? They have to tap out to do this. And then we can like Gideon... Yeah. Okay, so they hit Gideon for 6. They would need a 1 damage burn spell to kill him. So we can either just trade Gideon for Dismissive Pyromancer and leave Wandering Fumarole alive. Which honestly might be the correct play, because otherwise he just dies. Yeah, because we're just going to draw Ugin. Yeah. Play Colonnade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need 1 more land. What would be kind of funny, we could have like upticked Gideon and then disallowed the Wandering Fumarole activation. I could still do that, but I think taking 4 here is okay. We're at 16, that's like pretty high. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a problem. That was a good play by the opponent. I didn't even think about that. Okay, I mean, I think I have to let this resolve. We take 6. Yeah, so I think the correct play was to actually disallow that. Alright, now we have Marsh Flat. So we're going to resolve Ugin next turn. So if we need to keep Colonnade alive, this costs 5 to activate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can Colonnade. It has to attack. I don't really want to put Colonnade at risk. If we fall down to... Let's see, we're going to fall down to 8, down to 7, down to 6. That's really sketchy against the burn deck. Okay, I'll bite. Basically, like... We're going to lose to a burn spell anyway, right? If we take this damage and then we take more damage, we die to a burn spell. Shivan Fire with Kicker. And I don't have the blue to cast this, so okay, add blue. Well, this is the worst of all possible situations. So if I just disallow that Fumarole, I guess I don't fetch. No, because we could draw Approach. I kind of want to draw Approach. Hallowed Fountain, pay 2 life, no. Day of Judgment. Okay, so we can Day of Judgment and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oh, because then if they have a land they can't even disallow. This is bad. I should have just disallowed it the first time. I think I have to go for the Day of Judgment here. But Ugin doesn't really have a, like, our deck doesn't have a way to deal with this Wandering Funeral. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, let's just hope. Let's just hope. Oh no. Yeah, I think I just have to draw Approach, and even then, it's like not even good. Fact or Fiction it is. Main phase. We need a blocker or something, but Wall of Omens is our only creature. Lightning Strike me. Okay. We're dead. We're just dead. I'm just gonna concede. Save everyone the trouble. Well, the 5060 dream is dead. Huh. Their deck is actually quite challenging. Having something like Seagate Oracle is actually pretty high. Oh, we need Blessed Alliance. That's a way to kill the land. Yeah, that'll do it. And yeah, Force of Negation also seems kind of bad. They had like a couple burn spells. That's about it. Maybe I do want Seagate Oracle because it blocks a lot of their like 2/2s and 1/2s. Yeah, I think putting in Seagate Oracle makes sense. I'm just trying to figure out what to cut. Tamiyo was, oh, Tamiyo was an out to that land too. Maybe Ugin's not that good against them? For like 8 mana? Yeah, probably Ugin's just too expensive. If Ugin was Seagate Oracle that game, we would have been pretty okay. Gideon plus Lyra Dawnbringer plus lands. Oh no. I gotta keep this, but it feels really bad. And the land we would want to fetch is in our opening hand. Yeah, this is sketchy. We just gotta draw. We gotta draw a Signet. Okay, I'll take it. Suspend. Play that. And we're just gonna fetch, thin our deck a little bit. Okay, Young Pyromancer can get out of hand. Get a Plains, go. Oh, yes. Yes! That is why you play Threads of Disloyalty. Oh man, that is a disgusting turnaround. Okay, Flamewake Phoenix hits us. That's cool. Let's draw something interaction. Or a land that hurts us. I'm on board. Attack. Okay. I think we just pressure their mana. Lyra Dawnbringer is more important than Gideon, so I'm gonna put Gideon out as a test, like they could counter it and that's okay. I didn't really see any counter spells from them, but yeah, if they were going to counter a spell, I would really prefer Lyra Dawnbringer Resolve. And we're gonna draw a bunch of cards, so like we just want to keep putting threats into play. And if they use their counter spell on Ancestral Vision, then we get to resolve Lyra. And we get a 1/1. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Okay. That's pretty good. Please don't have a... Okay, now if they have a counter spell, that's actually really bad. But I don't know of a hard counter in those colors. They can like mana leak. Okay. Again, good that they're using that on the Pyromancer and not our important threats. So... let's just cast Lyra Dawnbringer. Really hard for their deck to kill. I guess I want to play my land first. I know that was bad sequencing. And I'm gonna keep Elemental back to block the Wandering Funeral. I think my life total matters a lot more, but if they cannot kill Lyra, then we're gonna gain 5 life here. Okay. Consecrated Sphinx is kind of a problem. They draw a bunch. Okay, let's start with Sleight of Hand, because this does not draw, it just looks at the top 2. Banishing Light, guess we gotta take. We Banishing Light the Sphinx. Opponent's really fighting the good fight though, but we get in a hit with Lyra. That seems pretty good. And Censor might be able to tag something, so I will hold it up. Because they're at 10. I mean, Lyra's like a pretty threatening clock. Phantasmal Image. Okay, so we can tap that down with Tamiyo. Fulmont Courier. Flamewake Phoenix, they get back. Okay. Let's go Marsh Flats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play Tamiyo. We can pay for mana leak. Yeah, Tamiyo kills Lyra. And I'm going to hold back the elemental. But definitely attacking for 5 here, because this is a 2-turn clock. If they can't deal with Lyra next turn, they just lose. And I could play Wall of Omens, but honestly I think holding up Censor is better. Just on the off chance they have like an end of turn 3 mana like dig spell. Lightning Strike Tamiyo, sure. So they get to kill Tamiyo with the Flamewake Phoenix. But this is still an issue. Hideaway. Okay, so if they untap, they get the Hideaway. This is a really, really close game. I don't even remember if I won game 1. I don't think I did. Okay, Tamiyo goes down. Rekindling Phoenix. We could cycle Censor and try and hit an Essence Scatter. That actually seems probably worth it. And I guess I fetch off Marsh Flats to make the odds higher. No. Okay. Alright, so Jace does it. No! Oh man, it was the next card. Alright, let's play Wall of Omens. Hope to hit something good. Teferi does it. Because Teferi can bounce Rekindling Phoenix. If he resolves, we win the game. So they need like another disallow. Okay, so Teferi bounces this. They cannot cast any spells, so they just lose. Beautiful. Opponent looks like they keep trying to... Okay. What do they have in hand? Incinerate and Lightning Strike? Well, they're just dead, because they can't play anything, so... I'm okay with this. Hit you for 5. Oh, that was the end! Okay, okay! Well, that's... Our Modern Cube win rate is 100% so far. Obviously that's not how statistics work, but this deck was like pretty much as close as I think you could get to the perfect blue-white deck, minus a Cryptic Command. Like, I'm trying to think what cards I would even cut. Probably Force of Negation could be upgraded, but like, it's still really good. I don't know, this deck was so powerful. We didn't even play Dragon Lord Ojutai, we didn't even need it. That was fun. I'm liking this cube. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys soon.